the heading tag. I'll continue from the heading tag. And yesterday I said the heading tag, there are six heading tags from H1 to H6. H1 being the largest and representing the most important heading. Okay, each one defines the most important heading. So I'll go back to VS Code right now and I'll just write something between a H1 tag. Every element in every HTML element starts with a start tag and an end tag, and this is how you write your start tag. So after writing your start tag, you need to write some content. So I'll be writing my first web page. And then for the end tag, it will have a backward slash and then the name of the tag also. So this is how you can tell the difference between your start tag and your end tag. The start tag does not have a backward slash, but the end tag has one. So I'm going to go live so that we can see. Okay, so what I have written between the body tag is now displaying. So the next thing, I'm going to write some content in H2 tag also. So you can see it is immediately displaying on the screen. Immediately as I'm writing it, when I switch back to the tab, it is immediately updating and we are seeing the new content on the web page. So the heading tags, there are six heading tags from H1 to H6. H1 represents the most important heading and H6 represents the least important heading. So we can just look at all the heading tags. I'm just going to write different messages using the different tags. So everything on the web page now is a heading tag, but we can see that from H1 to H6, we can actually see the hierarchy of each tag. H1 represents the most important, and you can see it is the most visual. So when you are creating your web page, you are writing your content, if you have a title or something or a title that you want to get the user's attention, it is best practice to use your hashtag. You can see how big it is and how visible it is. Definitely the first text that you see when you open this web page, and then from H2 we can see it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. H6 is the least, it represents the least important heading. So when you're creating your web page, you should know in what context to use each tag for. H1 can be used for a title, H2 could be used for maybe a subtitle or something like that. So to anyone that wants to copy the code, this is it. I'm just going to leave the screen on for a few minutes before we move on. code online 9. This is a comment for those that are just joining us. This is a comment, and a comment does not display in the web page. You can see it is not there. So a comment is just a remark, like a message, mostly for the developers, so you can know what is going on in your code. It is the best practice to write comments, especially when your code is getting larger, okay, to avoid confusion. Maybe I might be the one viewing your code. For me to understand and go through that code better, if you write comments, it will make it easier. But if there are no comments, I'll have to struggle to understand what is going on there. So it is for the benefit of everybody. So to write your comments, you just need to press Ctrl and backward slash at the same time. Ctrl and backward slash. The next HTML element we'll be looking at is the paragraph element. And you create a paragraph element using the p tag, okay? And yeah, this p tag is just for a paragraph, and we all know what a paragraph is, right? It is a write-up, it could be a sentence, it could be 20 lines. So when you're creating your web page and you need to write a paragraph, you can use the paragraph tag. In fact, it is advisable to use the paragraph tag. So let's go back to our code and let's look at how the paragraph tag works. So for your paragraph tag, it is still the same thing. Your opening tag and then your ending tag with backward slash. This is
Sorry, I'm sorry, please. How do you get the paragraph? Is it the exclamation mark you press or what?
which one? This one?
The paragraph tag, yeah.
Oh, I typed it and then I clicked control and backward slash at the same time.
Okay, all right.
So for your p tag, you open a p tag and then you open another tag with a backward slash to close it. Mine automatically does that, yours might not. So you should follow the syntax correctly. Now, there's something in HTML that is called lorem. Okay, this lorem is a dummy text because I want us to look at how the paragraph tag works. So, for you to insert lorem in your HTML, you just type lorem like this. It is going to show up. You can see if we are on the same page, you should see something like this, and then you should press enter. So once you press enter, you're going to see it adds a long random text for you. So this is just a dummy text, and we'll be using it to understand how the paragraph tag works. So once you have added this, you can go back to your web page to check. So on your web page, you're going to see the paragraph tag takes on the entire space. It takes on the entire web page. And if you notice, the paragraph tag is different from the heading tag. Even though H6 is the smallest heading, it is still different. You can see that the H6, it is bold. The font of H6 is bold, but for the paragraph tag it is just regular, so you can tell the difference. This one is a heading and this one is a paragraph. Are we on the same page? You can react to the message. You can react in the chat box. Okay. 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 Good. So a paragraph tag is used to insert a paragraph into your web page. And again, you can write anything there. Maybe you can introduce yourself. Okay, hello, my name is Olamide. Just maybe write your biography there for us. Anything, as long as it's a paragraph, you can use the paragraph tag. So another tag that I put under this under the card for this paragraph is this HR and BR, and we'll be looking at the BR tag first. So this BR stands for break. Okay, maybe I'll find a way to add it, but anybody can add it to the chat box or you write it down. So BR stands for break. Okay, this BR is a break tag, and we can use it to separate and we can use it to break lines in our paragraph. When you look at this web page, you can see that the text is everywhere, like it takes on the entire web page. Now, I don't want it to be like this. I want to see, let's say from this V to this comma, I want to see it on another line. I can use the BR tag, which is the break tag, to achieve that. So let's look at it. So I'm going to come to this comma over here and I'm going to open BR. Now this BR, it does not have a closing tag, okay? This is a selfless tag. It is a self-closing. This is a selfless tag, which means it does not have a closing tag. So any tag you see without another tag with a backward slash, also known as your closing tag, it is a selfless tag. So when we go back to the web page, you will see the line has the text is now on another line. You can see we have break the line of the text. So the text is now on another line. And you can add this BR tag anywhere you want. I'm going to add it here again. And once we switch, you can see the text is now on another line. So now we have 3 lines of text. But remember, initially the text was everywhere. It took on the entire screen, right? But we used the break tag to separate them. And you people should let me know. When the call is about to end, just unmute your mic and let me know. So we have another selfless tag here, which is the HR tag. Okay, and this HR, it stands for horizontal rule. It stands for horizontal rule. So I'm going to come right after this P tag and type HR. Again, the HR is a selfless tag, meaning it does not have a closing tag. So I'm going to switch back to my web page and we'll look at what we have. So this HR, it just draws a line. Like from the name, it is called horizontal rule. So it creates a rule for us, a single rule, right? It's like, will I say a ruler? I don't know, but it just creates like a divider. Yes, you can use it to divide content. Maybe this first half I want to write something different, and then I want to show an indicator that these are two different things. Okay, if I want to show an indicator that okay, this is the first part, this is the second part. It could be where you can use the HR, the HR tag. So it is used to draw a rule in your web page.